Yeah, hi guys. I am John Henry, and this is Captain Danny. And here we are doing our thing as the world turns. We're all not dead. Yay! We still get to read comics. The world didn't end.
No, I do.
That was my favorite part. I was like, oh, but I'm never going to finish all my stories.
I think there's comic books in hell.
Probably. But they're all really terrible and, like, in Russia. All good things must end. Amazing Spider-Man number 700, the last issue ever. Okay, so real quick, spoiler alert. I'm going to tell you what happens. So if you're not into that, you should stop listening or something. And then, like, when I put this down, like, that's when you can, like, turn the volume back up or something.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? It's going to happen.
And go!
So, Dr. Octopus switched Peter Parker's brain with his, so Peter Parker's trapped in Dr. Octopus's dying body, and Otto is off gallivanting in Peter Parker's body, being Spider-Man, and putting the moves on Mary Jane, and Peter, like, makes this last-ditch effort to, like, go and switch his bodies back, but he doesn't, and he dies, and Peter Parker's dead, like, forever, and Otto Octavius is stuck in Spider-Man's body. Forever, maybe. And that's where Superior Spider-Man's going to start off. At the end, like, Peter infects Otto with the do-gooder, like, will and the heart to, like, be a hero, and basically exposes him to, like, all the tragedies he's been through, and makes him, like, want to carry on and actually, like, be Spider-Man's, like, legacy, which is kind of cheesy, and I'm not really buying it, but that's totally what they're going with. And so Otto Octavius is Spider-Man now, and Superior Spider-Man #1 comes out next month. Really personal, kind of hits home that this is the end. Amazing Spider-Man is what I started on when I was like 7, and I have more issues of it than any other title. I mean, I've got like number 42, Mary Jane's first appearance. True story. I have a lot of stuff from the 70s too, but mostly the 90s. Ton of Spider-Man stuff from the 90s. That's what I got started out on. So that's there. You're going to want to buy this and keep it forever. Also has a cover gallery, all 700 covers in the back, which is cool.
I will be ripping apart and turning into jewelry.
Ooh, that's actually a really good idea. So next, Mara, #1, by Brian Wood. Brian Wood did DMZ and Northlanders and many other wonderful things. Demo. And so Mara is... You want to try to explain this one? I mean, I can try.
Well, it's set in the future, which the future world looks pretty cool. I like the artwork to describe it. And I guess it's like the world was so depressing because of like economic collapse and war and stuff that people needed something to do, and they just like turned to athleticism. Would you say that? They just became really obsessed with it.
To distract the people, and this isn't very far from the truth. To distract the people, they like emulated sports and like the perfect athletes. So like athleticism and professional sports of all kinds sprouted up, and now it's like one like unified world under sport and war. It's really weird and creepy. And Mara is like the most famous, like, you know, apex of like hero athletes, and she gets built up as this like perfect icon for the new world, and then at the end she kind of gets caught cheating, but they don't really explain it. And that's where it gets
I don't know, was it cheating, or just do you think no one has whatever power or utility? It sounded to me
she played volleyball and she went under the net.
And it sounds like she's
cheating.
talking to a computer, though, it sounded like.
But everyone has those headgear things.
Oh, everyone does?
Yeah. It was slim picking this week. Not a lot of stuff came out.
There was Justice League. I thought about finally jumping in on Justice League, but...
But it's an Aquaman thing, so, you know, they're doing Thrones of Atlantis right now.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So, next I read the first 2 issues of this thing called Comeback.
It looks cool.
By Image. And it's basically, so, kind of not really in the future. It's like set in present day, and there's this company that is an illegal time travel company.
Sweet.
Because time travel exists, but it's against the law, and they basically get paid millions and millions of dollars to go back in time and save like loved ones' lives and stuff.
Whoa.
Like, my wife died in a car accident. here's a ton of money, let's go back and save her life.
Whoa.
And they like cover it up and like use a body double, and like the death like record still occurs, but they get saved and like given a new life when they come back to the present.
Whoa.
But people slip up, and the FBI finds out about them, goes after them. One of the characters kind of losing his mind, starts breaking the time-space continuum, starts talking to himself, letting a lot of secrets out. It kind of has a little bit of a Looper feel, a little bit. I don't know if you saw that; it was pretty fun. But yeah, first 2 issues, not so bad.
Sounds like they need some Time Lords in there. Doctor Who reference.
Haha.
Yeah.
I still don't get it. Oh my glob. Okay.
Oh my glob. The Adventure Time Choose Your Own Adventure. So far, I have... Yeah, you can borrow this. I've gone through it once and I chose one adventure, so I can go back, I think at least 3 or 4 more times and choose some other adventures. And it's fun. It's super fun because they like are aware. It's like the never-ending story. Okay, so I just watched that yesterday too, and it's like they know you're a part of the story because they know that you're the one in control of them. So they like reference you a lot, and it's hilarious, and it makes you feel like magical, like something's going on, and it's rad. And they say things like "I'm totally math," which is fun. So yeah, I totally recommend getting this because it's a lot of bang for your buck, and it's Adventure Time, and it's awesome.
And the last book we have to talk about on John Henry's Why Don't You Love This Book Yet is Fables. Fables has been around for a while. I think they're on issue like 126 or something.
Yeah.
So basically, imagine all your old school fairy tales and folklore characters all being alive and immortal and exiled from their homelands and living in New York City. And you got the Big Bad Wolf and Snow White and the 7 Dwarves and Little Boy Blue and Old King Cole and
3 Little Pigs. At least for a little bit.
3 Little Pigs, and there's just every old like nursery rhyme character you can think of is in here, and it's really good, and it's for adults, and it's super dark and awesome. The writing is amazing. It won like 16 Eisners, which is retarded.
The paper's good. It smells good.
And definitely made the author and the artist extremely famous. It probably has enough, as many spin-offs as like the Sandman does by now. Like it has a ton of spin-offs.
Fairest.
And Fairest and Jack of Fables, of course, has been going on forever. But it's extremely good. It's even what I got my little sister for Christmas. I got her a bunch of Fables
Nice.
books.
I also gift Fables to a lot of my girlfriends.
It's definitely good for girls, but it's even good for guys.
It's got it's a war, right? Because they're the supernatural. If you're not human looking, you can't go anywhere. Like you need to hide, or you're gonna get killed, right?
All the non-human Fables live up on a farm on upstate New York, surrounded by a...
Oh, and Rose Red is a total badass.
Protected by a charm so that humans can't find them. Yeah, they're all exiled from their homelands, driven out by the adversary who conquered every fictional land, and so all the survivors grouped together and fled to Earth, and the adversary has no interest in Earth because there's no magic there. And it's very good.
It's so good.
Very fun. I mean, really, like, I can't tell you, like, some of those, like, mid-series spoilers, but it's really, really good.
Agreed.
To read Fables. It's most excellent.
For Christmas, John Henry got me a novel. This actually has, like, pages and no pictures. And it's the Night of the Living Dead Trekkies. And if you can see this, it's like we got a Vulcan here that looks like a vampire, and then it looks like we have a nice... It looks like it's wearing yellow, so maybe it's Kirk, and he's giving the old Vulcan live long and prosper, so it looks freaking rad, and thank you, John Henry.
I think it's a zombie.
Yeah, but isn't he also a Vulcan zombie? He's got the ears, unless those are like... Is he like a super... Oh, he's a super nerd. He's a super nerd...
Yeah, he's a Trekkie.
Who dressed like a zombie.
No, he's a super nerd who dressed like Spock, who became a zombie.
Oh, so rad. Okay, well that's our books for today, but we want to talk about other cool things too. Just a little bit. First of all, Matt Dre. Matt Dre is our friend on Facebook, thank you. And his personal friend. And he asked us if we read Sergeant Rock. And I have not, but...
My answer is I haven't, but I have given it to my dad I got my dad into comic books. Go me.
Nice.
And my dad really wants to write a war graphic novel specifically about Italy in World War I, and he wants me to help him write it. So I give him as much war stuff as I can get my hands on, and hopefully that'll happen someday. Our family has a big boner for Italy.
Nice.
His wife's Italian. We've been there many times.
So maybe we will read it later. Matt? Okay, also, Deep-Seated Geek. He asked if we will be talking about industry topics, the comic book industry, and we won't really be doing that here. I mean, we might slip a couple things in, like Gail Simone. Guess what? She got her job back. Yay!
Did
Bad
she?
girl. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of fans went crazy about that, so she got her job back. But we are talking about starting a podcast really soon, in which case we will gossip and talk a lot of shit about the industry. So that'll be coming up. Deep-Seated Geek. And I guess that's it. That's fan base right now. That's all we got. Thank you.
You can ask us more questions.
Yes, please write us, ask us questions, tell us what you want, because we are doing this for your entertainment.
You want me thigh deep in tofu? You got me thigh deep in
Oh,
tofu.
please ask for this. And then donate, because I don't know how to buy all that tofu.
And still, bug your friends.
Please.
To be our friends.
Yes. We are building an empire of awesome, and we want you to join us.
Trademark. Copyrighted.
Okay, well thanks guys for joining us again on this week's Kiss My Comics. Keep reading and live the nerd life.
We'll see you in 2013.